Welcome to today's episode of Get It Right. I'm your host, Evan Tucker. I'm going to give you this week's predictions for the NFL. It is week 3. First, to recap the first game, it's Andy Reid over his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Andy Reid moves to 3-0 in the NFL as the Kansas City Chiefs struggled to only score 2 wins last year. A big improvement already, and this team can be dangerous. Has plenty of talent, let me tell you, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Look out for Kansas City later on in the years, and especially to go deep in the playoffs. Houston and Baltimore is the next on the docket. Houston 28, Baltimore 14. That's my prediction. I predict Matt Schaub and Andre Johnson will both have big games. I believe that the lack of Ray Rice is a lack of offensive production for Mr. Joe Flacco and the defending Super Bowl champions. They lose 28-14. Giants visiting Carolina. Carolina having offensive struggles. Their offense is, quite frankly, downright offensive. Only having 151 yards per game in the first 2 games. They're struggling, and that's surprising, with Cam Newton, the former Heisman Trophy winner, at the realm of the offense. They struggle, and they will lose to the Giants 30-14. Green Bay and Cincinnati. Cincinnati will pick up the win. Geno Atkins will prove to be too much for Evan Dietrich Smith, the right guard for Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers will have pressure in his face constantly, and the defensive backs for Cincinnati, although not premier, they will do just enough to get a win, 24 for Cincinnati. A.J. Green also having a big day. The Dallas Cowboys 30-17 over St. Louis. 30 points for Dez Bryant and company. Tony Romo is going to pick up a win here over St. Louis. Minnesota 17, Cleveland 10. Cleveland trading away Trent Richardson for a first-round draft pick with the Indianapolis Colts. There's not much to say there other than Adrian Peterson will be all day. 17-10 Minnesota. New England and Tampa Bay, I believe that Tom Brady's going to find a way to win 20-14. Darrelle Revis is not going to be enough for Tampa Bay to eke out this one. Seems like Josh Freeman is having trouble on the offensive side of the ball. The defense can't keep their head on straight, especially late in the games. Greg Schiano may be on his way out of Tampa Bay this season. I predict New England picking up this win in a close one, 20-14. New Orleans will score 40 points. What a surprise. Sean Payton and his high-powered offense led by none other than Drew Brees, a former Super Bowl MVP. I believe he will throw for 400 yards on Arizona's defense. Arizona and Patrick Peterson will score 28 points. I believe Patrick Peterson, will have 2 of those scores. Half of the points will come from their premier player. Not much to say there. I believe New Orleans is too much for Arizona, and they will pick up the win here in week number 3. And for our last matchup that I'll evaluate, San Diego and Tennessee, I believe Phillip Rivers is on the right track. He could have a good season, even a great season. He'll pick up the win 30-24 over Tennessee. CJ2K, Chris Johnson, is not going to be enough for Tennessee to oust San Diego and Phillip Rivers. I'm going to send it over to Cory Blostide for his predictions. The 7 remaining games in week 3 of the NFL season.
This is Cory Blostine from Corner Brothers Incorporated. Today we're going to go over a couple of the picks for week 3 in the NFL. First off, I have the Vikings winning over the Browns. I look for Adrian Peterson to have a breakout day today. He hasn't had what he's looking for, I think, this year. Going for his 2,500 yards. So I'll look for him to step up today and have a big day. Next, I have the Dolphins over the Falcons. That's my upset pick of the week. With Julio Jones and Roddy White less than 100% and Steven Jackson out. I'll look for the Dolphins to be able to pull this one out in a close one. Next, I have the Bills over the Jets. I'll look for Mario Williams to have a couple sacks in that game. Next, I have the 49ers beating the Colts. Even with the Colts getting Trent Richardson this week, I don't think that he's going to be a huge impact on today's game, seeing as he hasn't had a lot of time to learn the offense. Next, I have the Seahawks beating the Jags. Then I have the Bears beating the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Brandon Marshall and Ike Taylor are going to be the matchup to watch in this game. The Steelers haven't had a lot going for them this year on the offensive side of the ball, and I look for that to continue against a solid Bears defense. On Monday Night Football, I have the Broncos beating the Raiders. I look for Peyton Manning to have a great game and continue to do what he does best, and that's win.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Cory Blystine reporting all the way from Dinwiddie County, Virginia. Strap on your seatbelts. Week 3 is going to prove to be one of the greatest weeks in NFL history. My last pick is Washington over Detroit. Calvin Johnson is going to have a tough time getting it going. Jim Haslett will come out with a career game. Brian Arakpo and Ryan Kerrigan will combine for, mark this down, 6 sacks, 3 sacks apiece. Tapp and Jenkins are going to throw in 1 apiece. I believe the Redskins defense is going to get back on track. That's all, folks, for Keep It Right. This is Evan Tucker, your host. Have a good one.